TV na waso go so awoti one more dey say obe like obe comment obe subscribe na wa share the notification bell no nsa etumi aboso man say the be use about ti a nsa ebetumi aka first medin Eddie Obi Gebro say na medical sebo ebrom na yebora insina na yeboro or the National Democratic Congress akache na something that ebe na some primaries kese no ebeko so na say confusion kese bi esi wo party ma e pap na do for so ni team e the letter kese dey command the NDC pay for adanya omo say registration e hu sense me omo beto aba ya afi te say something that ebe no omo say hu e dey hu wa sem papa delegate ni bi beto ato aba twice no sense ma ba say party the confusion kese e ba ya to say osan a letter ni mu no mo so mo postpone the prime minister be ba so no say Saturday we be ba so mo postpone so dey be ya obetuma dey actually register be bia so etuma kosu na say NDC pay for so dey ba motin sen he ne ha say so be postpone the prime minister pa then dey ka Kwabena Duffuor na ka tresan all the be ya nka wo dey wan kasa no tresan na say prime minister no dey wundi mu akotene kwa na say flag worship election wundi mu akotene no so sem aba motin man go tie ensem mu kire mu pa confusion esi wo NDC mu akache no man go tie ensem
Moses Yaminsaka, Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, but one of the reasons in Tia Wabano is to respond to a statement, as it were, from the Kwabena Duffuor camp. Mekai statement no sisia na afi ene no atwaso edi enkomo. The statement says, and it's a letter actually to the General Secretary, National Democratic Congress, Headquarters Accra. Dear Sir, incomplete/inaccurate voters register. Reference our meeting with the Presidential and Parliamentary Elections Committee of the National Democratic Congress on the 4th of May 2023 from 14:18 hours to 15:23 hours at the NDC headquarters in the United States from 2:18 to 3:23. Good. Upon initial review of the 200 constituencies voters register, i.e. the photo album, we identified several discrepancies in the register that indicate it is both incomplete and inaccurate. Having an incomplete and inaccurate register is a significant issue when going into an election because it undermines the credibility and fairness of the election process. A comprehensive and accurate voters register is essential for enabling that eligible voters are properly registered and for preventing fraudulent activities such as multiple voting, impersonation, and being refused a vote on the day of election. The incomplete and inaccurate voters register has a high potential of deliberately causing an irreparable damage to the bright chances of candidate Dr. Kwabena Duffuor, which we are unable to countenance. Considering the findings, Team Duffuor is demanding the following. 1. Postponement of the May 13th presidential primaries. 2. Stakeholders meeting to establish an agreeable roadmap that would guarantee the integrity of the voters register. 3. Clean the voters register within an agreeable time frame to ensure free and fair elections. And 4. To save the image of the NDC so that the party can have the credible voice to speak on national elections matters when the need arises. Please find attached copies of all the evidence. In detailed assessment and findings. This is signed by Kofi B. Kudubo, Head of Research and Strategy. Kukubo. Kukubo, the Head of Research and Strategy, and copied to the Elections Committee NDC, the Chairperson Electoral Commission of Ghana. In a way, a letter, Kwabena Duffuor camp, and it's on their letterhead, Kwabena Duffuor being boldly, and our NDC logo Nenso Edan chain, signed by Kofi Kukubo. Now Mustafa Bande wa no Deputy General Secretary ma NDC. Mustafa kwa bete saying Monsaka letter way.
Yansaka.
Monsaka. Into mu postpone presidential elections now primaries.
They deserve some audience.
Okay.
I think that first and foremost, each person who complains he or she has some grievances.
Yes.
First will be given a hearing. I'm glad that they have finally agreed and stated publicly that they've been having meetings with the elections committee.
Yes.
And so for them to have moved to the next level, that is the general secretary, is in place.
Okay.
They will be heard. Now we are speaking along the same line. Positions,
and
the cross.
Okay.
Processes are there to come. They are too quiet to be able to help us get a credible election. Now, you have transparency measures. A democracy said you be there, be complaining, say, yes, it's in an answer, BBC. And Untina, Yama Woman delegates list over a month ago.
Okay.
Say, Babwa Woman. Now, woman delegates no more call round a campaign.
Okay.
The second phase, they say, ye build the album under the initiatives of the national chairman and the general secretary. Said the album ye building is a way said ubia obetua baby no picture ebedaso.
Okay.
So you have a responsibility as a voter to bring or to carry along your national ID card to come in for verification. Ansana yamuatu.
Okay.
Now all of these processes are to cure the complaints they are making. Say one, impersonation. When you have an album, you to cure that deficiencies.
Yes.
Number two, say Yama Womu delegates list near compiling an album will make sure that Obi M fa Obi di Emetwaba.
Okay.
So
okay.
And two, the album is exposing certain deficiencies on the register. Woman say encrophobi wa brancha omu fit say Amasamai constituency. No be registered to say Adenta. Meanwhile, the rule stated that before you run for a branch election, you should come from that constituency. So those people will not be allowed to vote.
Okay.
It contravenes the regulation of the election. The provision that regulates the election, as the election guidelines are. The two are the year.
It is a originally say Amasaman.
Now
Untwaba wa Amasaman.
Amasaman.
Na yakohu din ewo
say branch executive wa Amasaman.
Ewo Amasaman.
Exactly.
Yama untwaba because it contravenes the regulation of the eligibility of a branch executive. So all of these inefficiencies are being exposed by the transparent measures are for the purposes of this election. Now, again, what they didn't state is that and now we are over 240 constituencies album but their letter didn't state that. So Monsaka albums
when they gave you an uncompleted album, which we gave to all aspirants anyway. Yama assurance a committee that's why womu a generate album for the rest of the constituencies.
Okay.
Mind you, 275 constituencies are not going to vote. We are going to vote 275 minus 15. See, amount 240. Let's check the akano. Kande womu wia womu sabeka enyumre ya womu ne election committee no share bim. So there is no difficulty or challenge as far as the processes are concerned that calls for a postponement of
elections. No.
If you have identified some minor discrepancies in the register, you will call for the attention of the committee and they'll rectify same because it is your right, sir.
In the Monsaka letter we are na continue mo complaint no ma rectify new mo rezi no.
In the first place, there was no disagreement in the meeting with the elections committee.
Okay.
If there were disagreements there, then one will be speaking to the issues they have raised. They did not demonstrate disagreement at that committee.
Say be omukoye
letter way about. So the letter in itself, apart from conveying their grievances, is mischief.
Mischievous kakra.
Because 3 days ago they were because and the amount of information. They have not come back to address the public. Say they have gotten 240 branches,
constituencies, voters register.
Yes, say amount more information. Where did they get the analysis from? That's the challenge we have.
Opinion in Sasha Crata we are seeing Ora Kukubo Ewa Homane Soma Yanino any and Common Fe Yen Twaso. Mr. Kofi B. Kukubo. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you speak up a bit for us, please. If you
good afternoon.
Great. So I'm in the studios with your Deputy General Secretary. He tells us that really there is no cause for alarm because it seems all your issues have been addressed. True?
I know any summer airport so the National Democratic Congress more confusion case you party no se when you catch Saturday na say primaries no ebe so na na say Colorado for the team and letter case that command this in for the general secretary say register no to aba no assembly aba ma delegates ni to aba twice ni assembly be no and say the NDC pin for so the general secretary so the assembly aba want say some be to aba no on be postpone primaries ni party the NC e party ni no so say ma want to ye di assembly the be fima be bia no yeso ye the be brem e ya Chroma TV so ubeti ko comment section na so akọkye wadwin na mnya bram so betumi akenkan mo bia bosa to nyama ha ya Chroma TV so me amedi kasebo e brem so bedin e de obin gebo search bakram